You'll always hear people talk about how they don't have enough time to start a business or a successful side hustle online. And in case that's you, in this video, I'm going to set a realistic challenge for myself. I'm going to say if you got 15 minutes a day that you can spend to source profitable products on Amazon, how much can you really find? And since I can guarantee that you can find that 15 minutes a day to spend on your business, let's jump into the computer and I'll show you the best way to use 15 minutes a day to find a ton of profitable items. And the best way for you to find profitable things to sell on Amazon on that limited budget is to go to big brand name websites and sell things like name brand shorts, groceries, vitamins, does not matter what it is. There's profit in basically everything. And you can see we can buy this particular product on sale for 24 bucks plus a 20% off coupon, which means we're really paying $20 for this and then going ahead and selling it for $43 on Amazon. So this is just one example of the types of products that you can find in a relatively time limited way. I know we're all busy people, so let me go ahead and show you in the fastest way I know possible how we can find some more, right? And the way that this works is by using SellerAmp to source profitable products. And specifically, I want to jump in on the different sellers just based on the fact that they've already successfully sourced this really good sale that's going on today, taking advantage of coupons, name brand products that already sell. These other sellers on the listing, especially ones with less feedback, tend to be just by definition, they've sold less stuff on Amazon. They're going to be doing things that are relatively easy for you and I to figure out where they're actually sourcing their products from. And so I go ahead and I open up one of these storefronts here. I can see this person has 42 feedback. I skipped these two because they have 1,000 plus. They might be working with some wholesale deals or something like that that can be harder for us to figure out. And then we can also just specifically start looking at every single product this person carries in terms of category. We can look at the brands they carry. And specifically, the way I like to do it is typically focusing on brands that I know have some kind of coupon, some kind of deal going on today. That's typically how we're going to be able to create profit as fast as possible. Just for the sake of example, I want to scroll through these first couple items here. And especially if there are products that I know that you as a new Amazon seller can get ungated to sell. Some brands you're not able to get approved to sell as a brand new seller. So again, to keep it realistic, I'm going to be limiting myself to things that I know that you can sell as well. And then the other thing I'm looking at on this storefront is making sure that I can buy it for this max cost option. Looking at this, for example, I really doubt I'm able to buy this for $8. So I'm not even going to waste my time and Google it. If you are brand new to Amazon, it's always worth time Googling things. You can see if I pop that up. Yeah, it's gonna be like 16 bucks, something like that. The movie is 12 bucks. Yeah. So there's not really any profit to be had there. Let's go ahead and focus on some of these other things. So let's see, like a purse here. What is this purse going for? Maybe on sale for 60 bucks or so. I assume they have those other colors in stock. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that though, just for the time being. Let's see, seeing some shirts here. Let's see, is this just one shirt or is it like a pack of them? I see bonus pack. Let's see. So this could be interesting if it's just one shirt. Okay, so 4-pack. What do we have from our sources here? So we have a 12-pack for 60 bucks. So we could make those into multi-packs for 20 bucks. But yeah, if we're buying this for 20, we are not making enough profit. Let's see. And yeah, just for the sake of the challenge, I'm going to go a little bit faster so we can find as much as possible. I'm seeing this is a 3-pack unless there's, yeah, I don't see any extras added on there. Okay, cool. So let's zero in a little bit and do something that is going to help us find some better items. And that's just going to be specifically focusing on this opportunity. Like we already talked about, we know there's number one, lots of cash back. So every dollar we spend at Nautica, we're going to get 10% cash back as some nice bonus money. And we also get that nice 20% off discount. So let's see what other things we can go ahead and source here. So there's these like t-shirts. These are around $10-ish after we get that 20% coupon. Throwing a lot of discounts at me here. And this one is like 20, but especially with clothes, it can be pretty easy to figure out. Some colors are going to be obviously selling for way more money. So what I want to do is I want to go down to Keepa, and I just use Keepa for the variation stats basically, and go in here and I can filter by the current highest price. And yeah, so I do see that some of these they would be nice and profitable, basically 13 bucks. And then we also get 20% off. So I'm going to do times 0.80. So basically I'm buying these for $10.40, and we could probably increase the profit on these a little bit as well. The other thing I want to do on here is go ahead and just start scrolling through and looking for things where, number one, Amazon's not so dominant on them. So I see all these items where you see that Amazon's kind of all over the chart. And I'm also looking for products where there's a little bit of movement, right? Because I see these are pretty flat price lines. Usually that tells me that it's not actually selling. Like there's no competition hopping in and off. See, this is the new offer count and it's all just hanging out at 1. When an item's actually selling, it's going to look like that. This is a much better example of an actual competitive item because you can see how it's going down and going back up and going down. So there's lots of actual sales happening there, especially if this is profitable, which seems like it's going to be. Let's see, true back. And we do have the triple XL in stock. So here's 3XL buying for $10.40, selling this for 27 bucks. So there you go. There's a profitable example. Let's see if there's any other ones where the price is moving around a good amount and there's no Amazon. Those are the two things I'm looking for here. So I'm seeing a lot of flat lines. Then we're down to like 20 bucks. And that's probably going to be our best winner from that specific product. product. If you're wondering how much of this to buy, usually I'll go ahead and just place like a 10-unit test order, see how fast it sells. So there's $80 in profit that we can go ahead and say that we just were able to source there. So even if this is the only product you find in 15 minutes of sourcing, that's not too bad of an hourly. But let's see what else we can find here in the rest of our 15 minutes. So active jogger sweat short, something like that. Let's see, fleece short. I see a lot of these popping up at $20. Is there a lot of different colors on here? Okay, so 20% off. These are 20. So this one's not going to be profitable. Yeah, because see, it's popping up at 16 there. And we can do the exact same thing. See if any of these particular pairs of shorts are nice and expensive, especially if they have some price movement. So I see stuff like this where the price is moving around a good amount. See that buy box line is just shuffling between sellers. That shows me that it is actually probably selling pretty well. And yeah, that's definitely reflected in the new offer count as well. So you see how on some of these products, when the new offer count is going down and back up and down and back up, it just shows me that people are stocking in and also selling out. So let's see, the large and the extra large of just the black ones are both $40. And we're buying these for, I believe it was 16, right? So let's see. Yeah, so true black large and extra large are both in stock. Seems like a pretty good find. Yeah. Again, I probably placed a 10-unit test order on both of those right there. Let's see, the double XL also has some good price movement. That one's also in stock. Make sure we got the same thing here. The cotton fleece jogger, fleece short. Just want to make sure. Yeah, 70% cotton, 30% polyester. Yeah, and that's what's on the Amazon listing there. So these are the same products. I was just making sure we didn't have something that was too good to be true here, but you can see here's the double XL in black going for another $40. 3 of those products, we buy 10 units of them. We're making $9 in profit per unit. So that's another, what, $270 in profit that we're going to make on those. Plus we can probably end up selling more of those. That's just a test order to see how fast that we are going to sell. And yes, before you're wondering that kind of thing, this is also including about 5% in sales tax and about 60 cents per pound in inbound shipping. So you can see that's all being included on SellerAmp here. So number one, if you want to start sourcing lots of good profitable products and following along with the rest of this video, make sure you grab a 2-week free trial of SellerAmp down below. And we can even see if we can end up on maybe some different brands or something like that. So let's see. This is the seller we came from. So let's try one of these other t-shirt listings. So I just want to end up on just some different sellers, see what ideas other people have, see if there's maybe some other brands we can check out just for the sake of variety. This person's selling Gap and Black Rifle Coffee Company. Let's check this out just because we haven't looked at any grocery products. I don't know if I've ever sold any of this on Amazon, but let's look together and see how hard it's going to be to create some profit here. What is this? This is like supply drop, 96 count. Let's see, what is it on their website? So the 96 count is $74. We can buy it for 35. So I wonder if there's some kind of, let's see, box count. So you do get a little bit of a volume discount, 96. Interesting. So the other thing we can do is check Capital One shopping. I assume we're not going to find like a 50% off coupon code. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. It's also possible that they are working with a distributor of this brand. So that's always an option, by the way, if you want to, if you're finding products like this, instead of just buying it from the website, if you want to take it to the next level and you're just not having any success finding ways to create the profit margin between coupons and cashback and all that kind of stuff, you can always just shoot the brand an email. So in this case, Black Rifle, and ask if you can buy directly from them or if they sell to any wholesalers that you can work with. That's always a good option for growing your business. Let's see. So yeah, there might have been some kind of really good sale or something going on. It seems like a lot of these are about like this, the price on this online was 16 and you know, buy it for 8. So I wonder if there's like a buy one, get one, or if they have a really good wholesale program or something like that. Let's see. Let's check out some other brands here. So they got like some, just like some classic dad shoes. Seems like it's all the same thing in Avia, which might actually be profitable. So let's dig in on these. Is this the same thing? Verge men's. Make sure the pictures look the same. Those look pretty similar to me. So next we're just going to need to see if I saw there was that little logo on the side. Does it have the logo on the side? I think it's maybe a little bit different than the pictures. Yeah, there's the logo on the side right there. Yeah. So just don't want to have anybody not getting what they're thinking they're going to get. So this I think is the actual listing. Yeah, it's got like the smaller one in the back. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, cool. So yeah, again, tons of pop-ups with ways to add some discounts. So we can actually get 10% off on these by punching in our email. I assume it's going to be 10% that it gives you every time. Yeah, these like wheels and they always give you the best version. And you can enter in your email address to get a 10% off coupon code. And you can actually do that as many times as you want with either a catch-all email code or just adding a plus after your existing email. Just a good hack to kind of see what you can get. Let's see. So basically all the sizes here, and we're getting these for 27 each after that coupon code that we can get with the wheel. Let's see if any of these variations are profitable though. And I also see, I think we only have the bluish ones from Boscov's. So let's go sort by current highest price, buying for 50 or buying for 27. And we want to sell the most expensive one for 50. And that's not even profitable. So we don't even need to worry about digging in on the rest of these here. Let's see. What about Gap? Is there any profitable Gap items right now? And like I said, if you're really limited on time, you got to get good at figuring out which products you might actually be able to get at that price and which products you're probably not going to be able to get at that price. Stuff like this. I'm not buying this brand name hoodie for $5. $5. There's just, I don't see that realistically happening. Let's see, t-shirt, dress. I don't know, maybe we can get like basically just a big t-shirt for $13. That seems somewhat reasonable. Obviously not a huge expert on buying some dresses, but I can be if it's going to make us some money. Let's see, medium. We need to buy this for $13 and it's popping up at 14. Let's see. And then we can also applies to regular style prices. Okay. So yeah, here you see we can punch in our email to get 20% off, but it only applies to items that are not already on sale. So we are going to be paying $14 for this. Let's see. So 14 selling for 28.23 for the medium. Okay. So this is actually a great way how we're going to be able to make this item profitable rather than just hoping we find it profitably, basically, right? So what I do is I go to Card Bear and I'm just going to search up Gap, and this is going to let me buy discounted gift cards. So basically discounted money from these retailers and maybe even up to 20%. I'm curious. I don't know if I've ever come across this. Let's see. Is Amazon selling? No, I don't know what this website's up to. The one I like to use the most often is called GCX right here. And you can see that we're able to get $100 basically just for easy round numbers. And we only pay $83.44 for basically $100 worth of Gap store credit. And since we already know what we want to buy, we might as well go in here and save ourselves a bunch of money. And in this case, 16%, which is definitely going to make this a profitable item. So I can go $14 minus 16.6% is my math there. And that clearly makes a huge difference, especially on stuff like women's clothes, where we might get a couple extra returns. It's really important that our ROI is nice and solid. So in here, we get like 50% ROI and $5.50 in profit or so. So yeah, this looks pretty solid, like a different brand, just a different example. And we were able to talk about how to create some extra profit here. So just for that quick, like 15-minute running total, that's another $50 or so in profit. And that is basically 15 minutes on my recording right down there. Not too bad, right? So clearly it's very possible to find profitable products, and even if you have a limited time budget. Hopefully this helps you understand how to source those profitable products. And again, make sure you grab a 2-week free trial of SellerAmp down below so you can start sourcing products, and let us know down below if we can answer any questions, comments, anything like that. We're always happy to help you out. But we really appreciate you watching this video, and we'll see you next time.